Hey guys, Jen here with Serenity Hill Farmstead. Today is going to kick off the first of 5 videos that I'm putting together for you guys to share what we are going to be doing for our 2020-2021 homeschool curriculum. We start our school year in the middle of summer. This year I am planning on starting the second week of July. We're gonna get through 4th of July and then Monday morning we are starting right in with school. Now I've got most of our curriculum. I'm only waiting on just the handwriting, and I think I might be getting a couple extra little games and enrichment activities too that I've got my eye on that have been sitting in my Amazon cart shopping list area for quite some time that I think I might just go ahead and get. But as far as curriculum goes, I've got it and I'm gonna go ahead and share it. So today we are gonna start with Evie. She is our kindergartner, first grader. If you remember, if you're new to the channel, I will pop the link up so you guys can see the full kindergarten curriculum that we purchased for her for our 2019-2020 school year. But we purchased that curriculum really hesitantly. I really felt like she wasn't totally ready for kindergarten yet. She is turning 6 at the end of this summer. But I went ahead and did it because when I was buying everybody else's curriculum, our state was throwing around possibly changing the required age of kindergarten starting to age 5. So I figured to save on shipping, I might as well just go ahead and buy it when I was buying everything else. If she ended up not doing it, we could save it for this year. And that's kind of what we did. We did some of it. She got part of the way through it. So we will start with handwriting. We always use handwriting without tears. I've veered off of that and done a couple things in the past. We always end up coming back to handwriting without tears. So this is the one Evie's gonna be doing. You see this is Caleb's because this is the one that he did last year. I have not gotten this in yet. So I'm still waiting for our handwriting to come for everybody. But this is the level that Evie's gonna be doing her printing book. For math, this is the math that I got last year. It's a big curriculum. There are 2 of these books and she took days to go through one lesson. They're long lessons, but they're really fun. It's not sit there and do the paperwork. I will pop the video up there in the iCard so you guys can check this out. If you want to see a full review of the Good and the Beautiful kindergarten curriculum, it's great. It's a lot of fun. There's music. They do great ways for memorization. We use their musical multiplication for my older ones. She's been using it too, so she'll walk around singing her multiplication tables. And we really do enjoy it, even though there's a lot more in it than Math UC, which is what we've always used in the past up until they get to the level of teaching textbooks, and then we switch to that. But that, The Good and the Beautiful, has so much stuff in it. She really did enjoy what she did. It is a lot more prep work for me, which is the only thing that having 4 kids in 4 different levels is hard for me to be able to do, but if I set my day up right, it's usually not a problem. So we're just gonna continue on with that. It's what works, we really enjoy it, so we're gonna do that. For language arts, again, we're gonna do The Good and the Beautiful. She did the pre-K book. Last year, I think is what she did. She's finishing up now. And we are going to move in to the level K course book. Something important to know with The Good and the Beautiful is their levels here. This says level K. This is not true to what level you're on. They have tests, they have placement tests like virtually any other homeschool curriculum does, but you really want to trust that test. A little side note here. When my now almost 10th grader was starting with The Good and the Beautiful, it was a few years ago, it was 7th grade where he started, and he placed, by their placement tests, in level 4. Now, I was very nervous about this. It just kind of made my heart drop thinking that I massively failed my child and I hadn't taught him anything. But we switched from rod and staff. That is a huge difference in approaches, in just the way they structure everything together. Their scope and sequence is different based on the levels. And I decided to just trust the placement test. So the reason being was because of where we were at with writing. And I just wanted to, I knew it was a different approach to teaching, so I just wanted to go ahead and trust it. By the end of that year, he had bumped up 2 levels to level 6. He is now on high school level. He's getting ready to start the sophomore year, level 2 high school through The Good and the Beautiful. He's right on track to where he's gonna be, or where he is supposed to be. And it's just fine. So if you are looking into the good and the beautiful and you do the placement test and you go, no, my child is nowhere near that. He should be way up here. Just trust the placement tests. They are put together by people that know what they're doing. It's a very good and thorough curriculum. Levels 1 through 5 you can print out for free for language arts anyway, totally for free. So if you start at a lower level and then you end up leveling up and you have to buy something, you're still only buying one curriculum for the year. So just trust the placement test. Along with the level K are the mini books. Now last year, I tried to print out the mini books and something failed miserably with me. I know this was totally operator error or printer error, call it what you may. But I decided to purchase these this year because last year we had such an issue with them and I ended up not even using them for Caleb, who was on this level last year. But what I did not have to purchase was the reader that goes along with it. One of the things I really love about their curriculum is the levels as they go through, you buy one set of flashcards that lasts you through and one reader that lasts you through. So the only thing that I purchased for a second time was these mini books. And that's what they look like. You cut on the red line, you fold on the black line. It's pretty easy, self-explanatory. Gives you instructions here. And that's that. Now I did also buy this. This is not a required, they have different sets. They believe they have 4 sets that kind of go alongside as an enrichment with the language arts curriculum. You can use these for any of the levels. I bought these last year for Jackson and for Caleb. Jackson blew through them. They were super simple. I just never bought the next ones because we started reading other things. Caleb has read a couple of them. It's level A. I like these little books. They're fun and easy, and like Little Bob books. So we do those also. So one thing that I am a big fan of is adding enrichments, not just doing the lesson and calling it a day. I like to have different activities out and do educational games with them, do a lot of game schooling as they call it. So I'm going to share with you a couple of the games that I have come across or that we have been using that are big hits in our house. Before we get into the games though, a couple extra things that we'll be doing. History and science, geography, those kinds of things. We are going to be doing all of those as a group. So I will be doing a separate video. It'll actually be the 5th video in the series of all of our group studies together. Keeping it super simple, a Go Fish alphabet. ASL, American Sign Language, is one of the things that we do. We have been doing for a handful of years now. That will also be in that group studies video, but just to kind of give the enrichment, this is great for phonics practice, word recognition, identification. We still need practice with that with a handful of letters, but when we do this game, we do the Go Fish, we each get 7 cards, we have the main stack, we pull from, we match, all of that. But then when we are playing this game, we sign. Do you have whatever the letter is? Yes, I do. No, I don't. And Go Fish. So we sign, we get the extra practice signing, and we're getting all of the phonics, learning the alphabet skills also. The next one that we use a lot of is the ever popular bananagrams. Now I use this with all my kids, have used it with all my kids over the years. It's a fun little game. It's kind of like a Scrabble. If you're not familiar with it, we use this in different ways. Sometimes I will have her do kind of like a junior boggle. We use that game too. But we'll take out the bananagrams. If I'm using these with Jackson or Caleb, then she'll come in and want to do the same thing too. So I will give her some words that she has to copy and spell with these. We'll do a memory game with this. She'll spell it out and try and sound out some letters. I'll do some 2- and 3-letter words with her. A lot of different things you can do with bananagrams. You don't just have to use these games as written. This one we have had since she's probably 2. It's just a little magnetic traveling matching game. Again, now that she's gotten older, there's the inside of it. It's pretty beat up. We've had this for several years. It's well loved. But the magnets are pretty good if they're not piled on top of each other. And when we find whatever we're gonna find, so paintbrush, I think this one's been chewed on. So pick whatever and see flower. So we'll have to sign flower. It's good practice, good signing practice, and just a fun little game. And it's portable, which is always good. This one is kind of new. We've had this for a little while now. I got this at actually, cats are running. I got this at actually a children's museum, I'm pretty sure. This is Sumoku. This is a math game. This one we probably are playing the most right now. This one she's really enjoying. Something I found on Amazon recently, and I will include a link in the description box for all of these things if I can find them on Amazon. This one I did get on Amazon, and this one has been great. So you know those super expensive magnet tiles that you can get for other curriculums like All About Reading? I mean, they come with them, but if you want to buy them separately, they can get a little pricey. So I got this, it was super cheap on Amazon, comes with a magnetic board and all of these tiles, which I guess would help if I take them. We've got red and blue tiles. The red are the vowels. And there's capitals and lowercase in here too. I'm really looking forward to working with those because I find myself writing them, cutting them. There's little, in The Good and the Beautiful, they've got like little cutout strips, and that takes a lot of time to cut out these strips because I don't do the prep ahead the night before. I have other work that needs to be done, high school grading, and I really just don't have time. And honestly, I really like to sit down at the end of the night and just hang out with my husband or watch TV until I can't keep my eyes open anymore. That's fun to do. And I really need that de-stress, you know? The last thing I'm gonna talk about are the goals that I have for Evie for this year. Now, I don't set the goal of we are done when we finish this book. Most of the time, now language arts and math are a little bit different, but most of the time, we do not finish a curriculum cover to cover. For me, in just our homeschooling approach, it's not about getting every page of the book work in. It's mastering the skills and learning the material and just getting to the goals that I have for them for that year. So for this year, I wrote them down here. So for this year, my goals for Evie are to have solid confidence with early reading, her letter identification and recognition, to be able to confidently be doing all of her addition and some subtraction. I want her to be able to be a really solid reader. If you guys have been following for a while, you know that we do have a dyslexic child, so it does run in the family. I don't think that Evie has dyslexia. Never had her tested. But I am teaching her in the same way that I am teaching our dyslexic child. Just to be on the safe side, it's a very, very thorough way of teaching phonics, language arts. It's Orton Gillingham. It's very thorough, and it gives you not just a memorize this because you need to memorize this, but a really thorough understanding of why everything is the way it is with reading, especially English. It's really, some of it is very contradictive, so it gives you an understanding of the rules of reading and what sound goes with what vowel sound goes with what consonants, and how to put them together and why to put them together and when you don't put them together. It teaches the rules. It sounds overwhelming, but it's super, super simple to teach, and it is really I feel a more thorough way of teaching reading, and I really wish that I would have known about this when my teenager was learning to read, because it would have made life a lot easier. So once she meets all of the goals that I have for her this year, we will move through. If the rest of this language arts curriculum ends up being super simple for her, then we'll move on to the next level, and I will print out that book for her rather than purchasing a whole new one. Keeping to our budget this year is going to be extremely important because we have other things that we're doing with our homestead, both of our homesteads. So we really want to make sure we stick to this budget or under budget as best we can. So I'm definitely going to be making use of all the free resources that there are available to us this year. So that is going to wrap up our kindergarten first grade curriculum for our 2020-2021 school year for Evie. Stay tuned for tomorrow. I am going to have our third grade, Caleb is our third grader this coming year. I'll have those up tomorrow for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so that you can see the rest of our curriculum choices for the next year. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.